Hello there. Can everybody hear me? If you can, please drop a mention in the chat just so I'm not talking to thin air or a blank screen. Because I know there's always like this little delay. And then I end up talking to myself and I give a huge sentence and then I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can change the orientation. No, doesn't look like it's working. Let me try turning it. All right, cool. Can you all hear me? Just give a thumbs up. All right, great. What's up? It's been a while. Okay, so I was doing a little troubleshooting the last time I did live streaming because I mentioned that my phone was overheating. So I'm going to give some new test experiments right now. One of them is I took the OtterBox off of my phone because I did a little research and I found out that OtterBoxes hold heat in when you live stream and then the phone shuts off. And then two, I'm turning my screen brightness down. So there's that. I have no idea what I'm going to draw for you guys today. I'm here at your disposal. So if you all want to ask me any questions about the industry, about characters, about creatures, about why you're not getting better at drawing, what can you do to improve, I'm here. And I'll show you what the other character is on the other side. A four-armed thing with a sword. So I'm just finding the next blank page and I'm just going to put it over here. Let's get to it. Do Godzilla? No, I'm not doing Godzilla. That'd be kind of funny though. Oh, you know what? There we go. Also make sure that the focus is good enough so you guys can see it. And I'll try to answer your questions too. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of questions, so I was going to prepare. By the way, thank you all for coming in. Ethan, have you designed characters for games? Yes, I have. When I was at NetEase, I designed characters for the game Ashfall, which is out on Steam this month, I believe, this month or next month. Snail Games USA, working on a huge IP, and that game's going to come out next year called Project Hermes. I'm about to do some stuff for some companies I cannot say anything to or about yet, but I'm going to be doing those too. Favorite character I've designed is actually for a movie. On Netflix, there's a movie called The Sea Beast, and I helped design 3 or 4 of those main characters, like Red, the Brickleback, Yellow, Warbler. A lot of fun characters. By the way, some of you are tuning in, and it's after midnight where you are, so I commend you for being wonderful troopers. Sheba, yes. How do you know if the creature you're creating is unique and good enough? Does it make you happy when you're designing it? Because if it makes you happy, chances are you get excited about it. If you get excited about it, you're going to want to put more work into it, which means that it's probably going to be pretty unique and better. Now, if if you're collecting reference or if you're just looking at a ton of reference on ArtStation and Pinterest and all that because you saw something cool in a movie, you can definitely use those as influence, but you need to be careful about that. The chat is visible during live stream, but once YouTube archives the live stream, then it will have actual comments for people to comment on the video later on. So like whatever you guys are typing in here in the chat, it's not going to show up once it archives. Now I did put the feature on, at least I thought I did, about you can still read the chat even after it archives, but you can't comment in the chat anymore. And if I'm silent while I'm drawing, it's because I'm really thinking about how disgusting I can make this. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's got like a big backpack on. I don't know. I got my window wide open too to get some breeze on the phone, so hopefully that'll help. I got to check the battery too, occasionally. So far I think I'm doing okay. Maybe we'll put some like gas mask vents on here or something. Not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but you know. How about the channel reaching 100,000 subscribers last week? That was insane. I know that getting subscribers really isn't all that important in the grand scheme of things. I just want to show everybody, you know, that you can become an artist, and I just want to help people. But man, I didn't expect it to happen that fast. Nope. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, 107 and counting. I'm averaging about 1,000 a day now, which is I don't know what to say about that. I have so many lessons that I want to tell you guys because like I promised you guys that I'm going to be doing some machinery lessons because my background is actually industrial design, and you better believe we're going to be doing some doom-like creatures and characters that are similar to Deus Ex, you know, and Remember Me, um, and even Atomic Heart, you know, just some creepy stuff. I don't. What am I drawing? I don't know what this is. Maybe put some weird vents down here or something. That could work. What's the biggest mistake when drawing eyes? Well, it's a couple things. You can still draw big eyes. That's not. It depends on what you're going for. Okay, if you're going for horror, yeah, you can still do big eyes, but it has to match the creature that you're drawing. Okay, so for example, if you do something big, big-eyed and cuddly, and you put it big teeth, but there's no pupils, that's creepy, you know. Thanks, Pikmin Lock. Appreciate that, man. And you're going to see me. I'm just doodling with what I'm scribbling. And I'm just experimenting with some shapes and letting my hand kind of go places and having shapes emerge without really being too obsessed about it. Oh yeah, I've used Bristol paper. Yeah. Bristol paper is actually really good for pen. Yeah. Even colored pencil because it's thick enough. Look at that mouth. What is going on with that mouth? I don't know. Thank you all for being here, by the way. How would you practice drawing to get better? Come on, man. Do I have to answer that question? You got to draw. It's like asking how you going to get better at playing basketball. You got to go play basketball. It's a legitimate question, though. If you really want to get better at drawing, you have to ask yourself, do you actually like drawing or do you like the idea of being good at drawing? Because if you only like the idea of being good at drawing, you're going to suck for a really long time. But if you actually like that physical act of putting marks on paper, you got something there. You have to be obsessed with drawing. If you're not obsessed and you consider it a chore, you need to reconsider your hobbies. Thanks, Elijah. Appreciate it. You guys want to hear a story about the worst car breakdown story ever? Happened about 20 years ago. I always like telling stories during my live streams. Just give me a thumbs up if you want to hear the story, because I bet you it beats yours. How do I hold my pen properly to keep it light then heavy for the detail? Well, don't grip hard. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. When you grip a pen hard or a pencil, it forces you to want to go down and put details in. And I have a really cheeky response for people that ask me, how do you draw lightly? I just tell them, don't push hard. And it's like, they get kind of angry at me, like I'm mean. And then it's like, oh yeah, it's pretty obvious. Oh, what is happening here? Guys, I don't know what I just did. But we're going to turn this into something, okay? I promise. We're going to turn this into something pretty cool. Oh, and another thing that I love finding out is where all of you are from. Shout out your country in the chat. I want to know where you guys are tuning in from. Mexico, UK, Sweden, Finland, Philippines, Bulgaria, England. Ooh, buddy, Spain, Chechnya, Poland, Germany, Canada. Man. Should I have asked this question? Ethiopia. Heck yeah. Turkey. Well, hello there, Liv. South Africa, Italy, Vietnam. Oh, it's late for you over there, isn't it? Wait a minute. Vietnam. Is it 2:14 in the morning over there? Jack? It's about 1. Okay. I commend you, sir. You trying to get into Tripwire? Yeah, man. Killing Floor. Good games. Tripwire is very, very specific on the type of artist they want. Be good at humans, be good at machines. Uh-oh. We're going live and we have to have my obligatory neighborhood siren going, so I don't know what's about to drive by, but you might hear it. I do not speak Spanish. I wish I did. We already have 128 people tuning in here. Thank you all. Really appreciate it. By the way, those of you that are just coming in now that have absolutely no idea who I am or what I do, my name is Bobby. I'm a senior character and creature concept artist in the industry. I've been doing it for about a decade now, maybe a little more. I'm also a teacher. I draw really scary things for games and movies, and I also teach people how to draw. In a nutshell. How was that for an elevator pitch? Character to world or world to character? What's more important? Let me think about that. You love my videos? I love you. Thank you. Oh, the link is giving you an error, huh? Well, if the link is giving you an error, then if you go to um, my actual channel and you go to store, you know, the list of like different things under the title, if you go to store, you can purchase the PDF if you would like. Dang, that sucks. Hold on a sec. Let me check that. That's so weird because it works for me. Okay, well, I'll look into that. Also, the other thing I want to mention, and I never talk about this ever, if you look in the description and you scroll down and you see community and then you see art supplies, I'm replenishing the list of art supplies that I usually get off Amazon. Now, I am an Amazon affiliate. I do get a little bit of a commission, but if you guys want to know the tools that I use and ones that I read and suggest on a daily basis, it's there. If you want to buy pencils, pens, sketchbooks, I might get a little something for it, but I'd appreciate that. What is going on here with this thing? You know what I did? Okay. I don't like what I did. Let's make this a little bit of a biomechanoid critter, and then let's see what happens. By the way, there's a lot of questions coming in. I mean, I'm going to see it if you super chat it, but I'm also staring at this weird beast that I'm drawing. So hopefully this is, you know, giving you some motivation to draw if you're drawing along with me. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you're going to learn something. Oh, look, a bone mixed in with biomachinery. There we go. You're drawing now? That's awesome. No, I'm 50-50, traditional and digital, although I prefer traditional because I'm a traditionalist at heart. I've been drawing pencil and paper since 1984. I love it. I'm thinking that maybe this stuff happening in the front, these are going to be its arms, but maybe this stuff is an extra set of arms, or maybe it's just holding something. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I also have to think about the posture of this creature, so I might want to stop worrying about those little details on the arm. I'll put some drapery on this fella. I guess it's a dude. It could be a female. I don't know. So this thing. How do you do this scribble in digital medium? Find a pencil brush and you scribble. Same thing. Okay, so the drapery is getting pinched. So I'm just gonna kind of hang some wrinkles off here and let's see what happens. These need to be defined. There we go. If you have a good name for it, that's good. Also, if you have questions and you're asking them over and over again, I know that happens. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just It's impossible for me to see them all. I still love you. Yes, Jack. That's what master studies are, man. You got to do it. You got the beautiful thing about master studies and what they teach is that you get inside the head of the artist that created the master piece. Okay? And when you start to figure out how they're thinking, it'll help your work. That's why you do master studies. What am I going to call this thing? Anybody got a cool name for it? Cool name in there. All right, hold on. Got to check some things real quick. I I've been watching some really weird movies on Prime, not Prime Video, Xfinity on demand. Some of them are awful. You know when you guys just get bored one night and you just want to relax and watch a movie, and it, it's like these movies are so close to being good, but the director just doesn't quite know what he's doing or what she's doing. I don't know. I always like found footage movies too. Found footage movies, that it's always going to be a thing of mine because I fell in love with found footage movies a long time ago. All right, so we got some biomechanoid tubing going on here that's going to need some explaining. I have some explaining to do on this character. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have some explaining to do because it looks here. See what's happening here? It looks like I have a sleeve wrapped in a sleeve and then a little finger. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Do you ever recommend any of your top students to studios? I actually have. Um, I typically get beginners, so I know right off the bat that they're not ready yet. But yeah, I have recommended them. Hmm. This thing is crazy. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of joint work in here to make sure that it is believable. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do next. I think, no, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm just gonna keep sketching this thing and see what happens. Wait a minute. No, hold on a second. I need to figure out what's gonna happen so I don't mess it up. And if I like these thumbnails, then I'm just going to pluck the rest of the design from the thumbnail, because that's just what's going to happen. There we go. Oh, totally forgot. So the car breakdown story. 20 years ago, 2004, I was going to my second stint at Hasbro Toys for an internship. Okay, so back then I was at school for industrial design, and I had a Chevy Beretta for a car. Those were not good cars. Now, if you took care of the Chevy Beretta, it was okay. But whoever owned it prior to me did not take care of it. Anyway, so we were up there for 10 weeks, and then in December, wait, was it December? Hold on a sec, let me think. No, it was spring. It was spring, and no, I'm sorry. I don't. Fall. That's when it was. It was fall 2004. And we went up there, and let me tell you something. On the way back, my sister flew up to Rhode Island with me so that she could ride back with me. My good friend, Lyle, was riding in his car in his Subaru station wagon behind me for safety reasons. You know, always travel in pairs. So I lived in Cincinnati. That's where I'm from. And to make a long story short, my car started shaking. I don't know why it was shaking. Now, back then, I did not have a cell phone. It was spring of '04. That's right, not fall. And my car started shaking. And then I pulled off to get gas. And white smoke was pouring out of not only the hood, but the back of the car. So I knew I was screwed. I didn't know what to do, but I was screwed. So I pulled off into the gas station. I looked under the car, and if you want to know what it looks like when a car rains oil, imagine oil in a hose and you just spray it. That's what it looked like coming out the underneath of my car. So then, while I shipped 90% of my stuff through UPS back home, which cost $700, I my sister and I had to jump in my friend's car, 632 miles away from home, and she had to sit on the driver's console because the back was full of my stuff and his. But we got home. I'm leaving so much out, but it was hilarious. Oh, yeah, because I moved all the stuff up there. I was an internship. It was 10 weeks, 10 weeks stuff, 10 weeks worth of stuff to live up there. It was crazy. I don't like any of these thumbnails, so I'm just going to keep going. Let's see. Ooh, he just turned sinister, didn't he? Yep. I'm going to pronounce that brow ridge. Ooh, lovely. Look at that sucker. I don't know what's happening, but I love it. And these aren't even spikes. Maybe they're little pieces of machinery. Kind of like a bagpipe. There's little tubes in the back. Maybe some pistons to help it breathe. I don't know. Sometimes I do have a theme. You know what? This character needs a slightly bigger head. And I need to get dark in there around the neck to draw some more attention to it. I think that'll help it. All right. Thank you all again for tuning in. These are all so much fun. I'm glad to get back doing this too. So far, so good on my phone not overheating. I think taking it out of the OtterBox is helping a lot. Now, I don't know. I think my battery's doing okay too. So I just had an idea. No, that probably wouldn't work. But this could be a very large hand or a grip, and maybe the drapery just hangs down, and maybe it's knock-kneed. Just a very odd critter. Yeah, out of boxes are expensive. I was lucky in that um, I was with T-Mobile for 16 years, and I got sick and tired of their connection because after they partnered with Sprint, it just started going downhill. So I changed to Verizon. And because I completely abandoned one phone company provider and I went to the next, I went to Verizon and they just gave me a free phone. So I'm just using a Pixel 6 and they gave me an OtterBox. I'm like, heck yeah. What kind of ballpoint do I use? This is a Bic Ultra Round Stick Grip. You can get these like for 12 bucks at Target or Walmart. At the end of the day, it does not matter what you use for ballpoint. Yes, I do. I have to do humans, creatures, and humanoids. So all of those. The crazy thing is you never really know what you're going to have to do, especially if you're a freelancer. I could give it arachnid legs. I'm thinking about giving it some, not parachute pants, but something big and bulky until you get to the ankles that bend, and then maybe something cool. But I got to think because I don't want to go overboard with that. Oh, thank you. If you just started drawing again, thank you so much. That means a lot. I love hearing that kind of stuff. And when you're doing stuff at this stage, this is a refined sketch. You could call it that, but you would probably do two or three other versions of this, so you wouldn't necessarily just have to turn this in. Vicente, draw animals, man. Study animals. Better you are at studying and drawing animals, the more reference you have to pull from so you can start designing creatures. You can't just become a creature designer. One 142 people tuning in. Hey, everyone. That's cool. That's cool to see. You notice like half of the stuff's scribbling anyway. Well, you're very welcome. Disregard. And I'm glad I'm giving people inspiration. Really. That means a lot. I love hearing those stories. Um, I forget who said it. There was a comment. I have to bring this up because I've never received a comment like this before, and I had to put my phone down because I didn't know how to answer it. Like my heart just. This person told me that he he really thanked me for my channel and getting him drawing again. He said that when he was little, his dad was an amazing artist, and he would always draw with his dad. And as he got older, his dad distanced himself from him, basically abandoned him. And he says that sometimes he puts my videos on in the background because it makes him feel like he's drawing with his dad again. And it was one of the most gut wrenching and heartwarming things all at once. I didn't even know how to answer him for like an hour. Just, I think it's the only comment that ever actually made me tear up, seriously. It was just amazing. I hope he's doing okay. If you're listening to this right now, I hope you're doing okay, fella. And I'm glad I'm helping you. That's all I'm here for, just to help people. Because I know how frustrating it is not being confident about your drawing ability. Yeah, you can cry. I did. It's just, I didn't know what to say. I just, man, I can't imagine. So it looks like this thing is holding up. I don't know what he's holding up. Oh, you know what he needs? One of those Rambo armbands. Probably a headband too, right? He doesn't even have a head. It's not even the right head. Okay. Got to draw some wrinkles there. There we go. McKilly, I have a confession to make. For the past 2 weeks, I have had 12 different people. I've kept count. 12 different people tell me that I sound like Bob Ross when I am sketching. I just want to say, first of all, that's humbling. Second of all, nobody is going to be Bob Ross. I don't even know how to answer that. But if I help calm people down, thank you. I try really hard not to be gimmicky with my channel too, because I don't want to distract people with a bunch of flashy stuff. Some of those channels do an amazing job with it. I just, me being a teacher, okay, because I've taught in person at schools before. I know the importance of feeling like you're in a classroom. And that's really hard to do if you're not physically in the same place that we are as teachers online. So I try to make it feel like you're actually with me, because whenever I do workshops in person and I just get to draw in front of people, it's so much fun because they can just come up and I can explain in person what's going on. You're absolutely right. WAF Illustrate. Nobody can be Bob Ross. Any tips for getting out of habits, like for instance, drawing insectoid kind of creatures a couple of times in a row when you create stuff? Don't draw insectoid creatures. Study animals. Find yourself and catch yourself drawing the same type of markings and shapes. Okay? See these two thumbnails up here? Those are similar. If I want to differentiate them, then I would probably do a sphere. And I would probably make some weird character out of that. So always look at your previous thumbnails to see, like, what am I duplicating? Now, there are comfort zones that it's okay if we stay in them. It depends on what a client is asking for. I've had clients specifically ask me, we need something that looks disgusting and you know, it's very horrific. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, you asked the right person. Okay, I don't want to scare people. I got a cough. Okay. I think I did that in one of my regular videos where I coughed and I was just quiet and that made people jump. Yeah. BTT. I totally get it, man. Okay, so I'm glad you said that. They saw the glitz and glamour of it. Um, so what happens is when a young person starts playing video games and starts seeing awesome movies, they go, "Oh man, I want to draw stuff for those," because they play it all the time. And then when they figure out that it's actually a job, but they don't actually like drawing, that's when it catches up to them. So again, it's like, do you like the idea of being good at it because you think it's cool to be able to draw? Or do you want to get your sketchbook out even when you're tired because you have to doodle something? That is passion. And if you don't like doing that, you will not make it in this industry, period. You have to obsess about this stuff. Oh, you guys are talking about music, huh? Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of cyberpunk lately because I listen to techno. Oh, I'm sorry, EDM. The good stuff, not that cheap basement DJ stuff, you know. I've heard some bad techno in my life. Just really weird stuff, man. Sounds like somebody turned on PlayStation in 2007 and played Music Generator 3. Just sounds really bad. A lot of drapery going on here, and this weird character. I gotta start figuring out what's going on with it. When did you start making art? 40 years ago. Seriously. I'm 43. I was born in 1980. I'm going to be 44 in October. I started when I was 4. I've been drawing ever since. Self taught, never looked back because I absolutely obsessed about this stuff because I knew what I wanted to do at a young age. You know what? I started drawing this little sphere. Maybe it's its sidekick. Ooh. Oh, he's going to look up at him. How's that for a cute thing? Huh. Huh. To all those people that say I can't draw cute things. Oh, it's not cute anymore. Oh, man. Maybe they were right. You know what it could be? Like a little pet spider machine. Did I just ruin it? I might have. It's like a mutated BB-8. Or something even better. What if our main character there just threw a bunch of machine parts together and put some tubes on the bottom and say, here are your legs there, little thing. It's kind of like the a deranged version of the tripods in War of the Worlds. If your brain isn't allowing you to draw and have fog blank, how would you deal with it for being an artist? Well, one, you need to change your diet because most of the time people have brain fog because of the bad food they eat. And I know this is going to sound totally cheesy and off topic, but I'm serious. You don't need to take care of yourselves, man. You're not thinking straight. Um, don't toke up. Don't smoke. Um, lay off the soft drinks, the pop, the soda. Eat better. Stay away from gluten. Quit eating salty, sugary foods, and you will think clearly. Second of all, you also just need to study. So the more you study, the easier it is to come up with stuff. Okay, this is the second time somebody's asked this. And Aruda Roy Chowdhury, when did you start drawing seriously? When I was 4. It was serious for me when I was a little kid. Not get discouraged going to art school. That happened to me years ago. It may be irrelevant. No, it didn't make you irrelevant. You made yourself irrelevant. Here's the thing. When you go to art school, they're there to help you. So you don't, most of the time, they accept all skill levels. So when you go and you feel like you're absolutely horrible and you're the worst in the class, you're not the only one that feels like that. Everybody is like that. And the people that come into art school already having known how to sketch and draw, if they have a humble outlook on things and they want to get better, those are the people that you need to stick around. You need that camaraderie. There's always room to learn. Put yourself around like minded people that want to learn with you. Stay away from the arrogant people. It's kind of harsh, I know. I'm really blunt and harsh when people ask me questions that I feel can help them take that next step. I don't sugarcoat anything. Sammy Coop, well, thank you for your subscription, dude. Seriously. And I'm glad you found me randomly on my live stream. I never know who's going to see these things. How do you study for better sketches? Is it just by looking at other artists? No, you look at reference. Yes, you can look at other artists of how they sketch and their way of thinking. Like we talked about this earlier with master studies. You could do that. But the thing about master studies is you still need to build from scratch. So you need to physically go through the process of having a blank sheet of paper like this and coming up with something like that, your own character, or just doodling. When I started this, I had no idea what was going to happen until I started drawing this thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got a little critter here. I realize he has no toes. I just completely abandoned his feet. How dare I? Sean Bookoff, love the channel. Any plans for another book from you? Yes, Sean, yes. Okay, so let me explain one thing and then I'll tell you what happened. 2016, I had a Kickstarter. Okay, I got a successful book published called Subconscious Sketches from a Dark Place. If you look at my description in the live stream, down at the very bottom, you're going to see a link, or actually, no, I'm sorry. It's not in the description. It's in my store on my channel. That is the PDF version, because what happened is after all the backers got the Kickstarter book, I had no more physical copies. I have 5 left up in my closet. I'm keeping those for nostalgia or just sentimental reasons. I have the PDF version. My second book, you probably heard me talk about my Ecor 117 personal project that I've been doing. Okay, all the strange aliens and environments and stuff. That is going to be my next Kickstarter, but that is going to be on a much grander scale. We're talking a book, we're talking Amazon replenishing the supply, so there's an infinite number of physical books that you can have shipped to you without me having to ship them. That, like, I need to automate that. It's a much bigger business adventure. So we'll see what happens. But yes, that is my next book. I've already started to do some artwork for it. You know what, as far as like when to release that sucker, I have no idea. I don't know when that's going to happen. My guess, and I'm not kidding, probably 4 years from now. You said you were a self-taught artist. Did you learn from books or any other way? I grabbed paper, I started drawing, and I started looking at everything that I could, like plastic dinosaurs and army men, and I started looking and drawing from movies. Movies were a huge influence for me. And it was just a combination of collecting so much visual knowledge, and I stuck with it. So, I mean, when anybody learns something, what do you think of Proco? Amazing. Love that channel. If Proco's listening right now, I already subscribed to you dudes. But anyway, um, you got to stick with the drawing. Everybody copies at some point. We have to. We have no frame of reference until we learn how to get that frame of reference. So yeah, I copied a lot. I drew from my imagination a lot. I copied some more, drew from my imagination, played tons of video games, watched more movies, and then that's what happened. Good question. Thank you for that. Oh, we got some tubes going on here for our little sidekick. What should we name it? Sebastian? No, he doesn't look like a Sebastian. Um, Clarence. Looks like a Clarence. I don't know why. It just looks like a Clarence. Maybe this is Jonah. I don't know who that is. Nah, never feel bad about copying. Lance. Yes. Lance is a good one. Has anybody seen the new Deadpool? Deadpool and Wolverine? Wolverine and Deadpool? Random question. Favorite dinosaur and why? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Probably Rhamphorhynchus. I like Dimorphodon, but Rhamphorhynchus. Um, I love those flying dinosaurs, man. I always thought Kentrosaurus was neat too. Kentrosaurus because, it was like a Stegosaurus, but it had those giant spikes coming out the side of its shoulders. Like, what is happening with you? But yeah, probably Rhamphorhynchus. Crazy face on that thing. Oh, I need to make these feet actually functional, so I need to be careful about the random lines that I'm putting down here because they're going to need some openings because our fella really does need to walk. Does he need a pinky toe? Maybe. Or something on the side like a gorilla's opposable thumb. I don't know. I don't read manga. Although in the mid 90s, I did like Ninja Scroll. I will say that, but I don't watch manga. Thoughts on Pokemon? No, never got into it. I did want to make horror versions of all those creatures, though. I know Pokemon's pretty popular. My sons love Pokemon. And of course, they're 6 and 4. Why what? You asked me why. Why I don't watch Pokemon? Ooh, Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, those were good. Yeah, I don't watch anime because um, it just never appealed to me. I don't know why. It's gotten worse over the years too. In the 90s, it was cool. I mean, you had Pat Labor, you had Akira, you had Ninja Scroll, you had Wicked City, you had uh, Vampire Hunter D, you had Guyver, you had all those really awesome old violent cartoons. Now I just feel like manga is just a bunch of crazy characters that all want to shoot lightning and explode Earths, and I'm just like, what is happening here? I don't understand. I think One Punch Man is awesome. I've had somebody tell me I should go out as Halloween as One Punch Man. because I'm bald and I have tattoos, and this is funny. I might be able to get away with it. Yeah, Demon Slayer's good. Oh, can't forget those little weird things happening on this side. Okay, we gonna have to shade with this pen now because there needs to be some volume control and shadow control. How many children do I have? I have two. I have two lovely boys. One is 6, one is 4, and my oldest lost his first tooth on Friday. So proud of him. It was really cute. He was super excited, so we did the whole tooth fairy thing. Put the tooth in a little plastic bag under his pillow. He fell asleep. The next morning we checked and there was a quarter. What cartoons do I remember? Oh man, all the good ones. Okay. Mask, He-Man, Thundercats, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then there was like the obscure ones that I don't even remember the names from. They were just really cool. But there were other weird shows in the 80s too that wouldn't fly now, like Fraggle Rock, Zoobilee Zoo, just weird stuff. Mask was awesome, yeah. I don't know many people that like Mask or even remember it. They're like, "What, that movie with Jim Carrey?" I'm like, "No." Yes, dinosaurs are related to birds. They've already proven it because of the joints. They found feather indications on fossilized tails. Yeah, it's true. What gets me is people that don't even believe dinosaurs existed. Same people believe that Earth is flat. Then when you call them out, they scour Google in a desperate attempt to prove that you're wrong, and they can't. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Walking Dead? Both of them. You only draw for YouTube, or does your job need drawing too? Oh yeah, my job definitely needs drawing. And actually, you know what? Now that you asked that question, a lot of the drawings that I do for my job actually are on Photoshop. Now I do stuff traditionally for actual jobs, but for speed purposes, a lot of times they'll just say, "Hey, we need something sketched in color," and I'll just whip it out in Photoshop. You do judo and you want to be like me when you get older. That's amazing, man. Have you been watching judo in the Olympics? I've been watching that stuff. It's crazy. Ooh, prehistoric bugs. Man, I talk about that stuff all the time. The prehistoric animals, especially in the Pleistocene era after the dinosaurs with the giant mammals, some of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. The giant bug, people don't understand just how big bugs were back then. A grown person could stick their arm out and an ancient dragonfly would land on their arm and it would be half that length. Crazy stuff. I've never used pinup. Don't know what that is. Would you ever consider doing a brief and a video? Not one from work, just from. Sure. Why is the T Rex more popular than the Giganotosaurus? Because a lot of T Rex gatekeepers are mad that Giganotosaurus was actually probably meaner than T Rex. So a lot of people grew up fantasizing about T Rex owning everybody. Chances are Giganotosaurus probably owned T Rex. And that angers people. I've seen people in Facebook groups going all out, like, I don't know, social media wars, be like, nah, you know, T Rex was like the pit bull had stronger jaws, it was bulkier. And it's like, oh, the arguments. It's like, yeah, Giganotosaurus probably bit its head off. Yeah. There's always something bigger. Yeah. Giganotosaurus is cool. Giganotosaurus. Definitely cool. You know what? I should probably put a little bit more thought into. Oh, BTT, you had to ask that question. Of course, I'm hyped about that, man. Oh man, Alien Romulus just looks so good. It just looks like a return to true form. You know, I don't really mean to go on a little side rant here, but I kind of do. Everything after Aliens was just crap. Alien 3 was aight. Alien Resurrection, horrible. Alien vs. Predator, horrible. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, even worse than the first horrible AVP. And then Ridley Scott, bless him because he's an amazing filmmaker, decided to do Prometheus, which I thought was very well made movie. But Prometheus would have been amazing as a standalone human origin story with nothing to do with the xenomorph. Should have anything to do with Alien. And then Covenant was made to try to save face and to appease to fans. So, in my humble opinion, no, Alien vs. Predator was awful. Predator should never befriend a human, ever. And it wasn't rated R, so that was mistake number 2. Mixing those two species in the comics should have stayed in the comics because the comics are amazing. But in my humble opinion, Alien and Aliens were the only 2 Alien movies. Alien Romulus is going to be our proper 3rd installment. Can't wait. Probably said too much. Huntsman, thank you so much for your subscription, man. And thank you for listening to my movie rants and my television show rants about Pokemon and manga and just being here. Have you ever used a praying mantis as an example for a creature? Yes. You haven't seen the new Predator movie, man. It's not out yet. Or have you? Are you a critic? How do you make portfolio for being a creature concept artist? Ooh, that's a big question, man. Okay, so if you want to make a portfolio and you want to niche down as a creature concept artist, you have to prove that you know anatomy, you have to be original, and you have to show that you are making your creatures believable. I just whipped everything out. Biggest answer ever in about 10 seconds. Yes, I do have a Discord. The link is in the description. And the link works this time. And I figured out what I was doing wrong giving people links in the descriptions before. So the Discord server has an option of giving a link that expires in 24 hours versus one to have a permanent link. I didn't switch it to permanent, so that was the problem. I was so mad at myself. Let's work on this little feller here. There we go. We got to give this little guy feet too. Something that's definitely maneuverable with some ball joints in there. Again, thumbnailing, we can open it to interpretation. Maybe some bent fingers, maybe 3 toes, who knows? Just give me 1 second. All right. By the way, thank you all again for tuning in. If you're coming in just the first time and you don't know who I am, I really appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you're finding something fun, enjoyable. Here I am ranting about movies and how ancient my drawing is. This is also a Q&A, so I'm trying to get to all Q&As as I doodle. We got this mechanized spherical tentacled dog going on here. How do I stay motivated in drawing? Yeah, man, that's a good question. Okay, so everybody listening now, picture this. You know you have a sketchbook at home. There's nothing in it. You know you should be drawing, but you can't get the motivation to actually get up and go draw something because you don't know what to draw. So I want you to open that sketchbook right now. There's no excuse. Okay? Don't go smoke. Don't go eat junk food. Don't binge Netflix. Don't binge anything. Okay? Get your sketchbook out. Write down your favorite subject matters. Write down your goals. Write down what you want to accomplish as an artist in 2 years, 6 years, and 10 years. Or 3 months, 6 months, and so on. Short-term, long-term goals. Write those down. You are already on your way to becoming a better artist because everybody that doesn't know where they're going, they're doing it aimlessly. Okay, they're just drawing just to draw, which is okay. You get better at the physical movements of it. But if you have a clear path, okay, you know you want to do stuff for games, then writing your goals down will help you hold yourself accountable. That's the problem. So motivation comes in when you start doodling every day. Give yourself a time slot. Okay, remember what I keep saying, everybody. Your sketchbooks are your diary. You're not drawing these for anybody else. If you're going to school and all of your high school friends are like, hey, would you draw now? Don't worry about those drawings looking good for them. Doodle. Just doodle. You know the 10,000 hour rule? You put in 10,000 hours, you're going to master something. Every single drawing that you do, you're better than the previous drawing. That's where your motivation should come from. Yes, I do like drawing plants. Have you ever been offered for concept art, horror movie? Dude, that's my job. Can you recommend any videos or something like that to learn anatomy? You can recommend books. Videos, you need to go out. Go to the zoo, draw animals. Go to the park and draw all the animals you see. You'll get lucky if you find a homeless dude with a dog and they're just chilling. Those are the best. I try to give good advice. I know sometimes it's really harsh. It's necessary harshness, though. Good. The more snapshots, the better. If you have a local zoo near you, that's awesome. If you find yourself at a cafe doing work one day, one evening, whatever, without being creepy about it, quickly draw people and time yourself. That's what I'm mentoring people right now that are doing that very thing. I do offer a mentorship for a specific fee. But if you guys are serious about becoming an artist, you can email me, bobbyrebholtz@gmail.com, for my private mentorship. I've been mentoring people for a very long time. Are you able to make a living just off of the art job you have? Yes. Do you have a favorite ballpoint pen? The one I'm using. Bic Ultra Round Stick Grip. Would you rather draw a graphic novel, traditional, or digital if you like doing the art style? Probably traditional, because you're going to get your best art out of it. Doesn't matter how good of a sketcher you are, just digitally sketching is not the same as traditional, in my opinion. Are your ancestors from a German country? Yes. Rebholz is definitely German. Guten Tag. Guten Nacht, whatever time it is there. Do you find you draw differently or different creatures depending on your mood or state? Yes. Yeah, it's true. If I'm feeling weird, I'll draw something weird. You know, like, I don't know, those moods where you don't really know what you're doing, or you know what you're doing, but just a strange day. Not really motivated, but you kind of are. You get a little bit of caffeine in there. I'll just draw something alien. I'm kind of upset about something or I'm disappointed. I don't know, probably draw like a moping creature. Are you all enjoying this? I hope so. I'm trying to make this enjoyable. I love you all. How much is the mentorship? Yeah, I'll tell everybody. It's $500, and that's cheap. Most people charge like $800 to $1,000 for it. $500 will get you 4 weeks. 4 weeks with me. We'll time it. Doesn't matter about your skill level. You can be completely horrible at drawing, and I will mentor you to point you in the right direction. I'm not going to promise you like to be industry ready because you can't do that. But $500, I will mentor you. You email me at bobbyrebholtz at gmail.com. You tell me your short and long term goals and what you want to get out of it, followed by what companies that you can see yourself working for. And I will try to help you, point you in the right direction. I don't just teach people how to draw, I also teach people the marketing aspect because schools are absolutely atrocious at teaching artists how to market themselves, which is why 90% of artists out there are broke. How do you draw something at an angle? Because I have trouble, I can't explain that right now. But um, it's good to draw perspective lines first. So if you want to draw something at an angle, I'm not sure if you're familiar with how to draw stuff in boxes, like cubes, boxes, you know, basic shapes. I know it's kind of boring to say it, but cubes, cones, cylinders, and spheres. You'll learn a lot by drawing a box and then in perspective and then trying to fit something organic inside of it. That's a really good way. I don't use fountain pens. I don't remember the last time I used a fountain pen. Hmm. That really gets me thinking now. When was the last time I used a fountain pen? Yeah. If you guys are in here, hit the like button. I never ask that. I always feel weird about certain call to actions that content creators give, like hit the like button, subscribe, especially the ones that do it in the first 20 seconds and they haven't done anything. This gets me every time. It's like, what are you asking people to like and subscribe for? You haven't done anything. So hopefully I'm giving you some valuable content now that you've been watching me for an hour and 13 minutes. Thank you all for being here. Seriously. Fundamentals of art are so boring. Yep. And that's why most artists lack fundamentals and they can't get a job. And you can tell because that's where passion comes in. If you're passionate about drawing, you're going to nail those fundamentals. Or if you skipped fundamentals and you learned bad habits, you can unlearn them. Thank you. There's a lot of really good content out there. I can give shout outs to so many different artists. Aaron Blaze, Proco, Sam does art. Sam loves art, I think. His character work is amazing. Ross Tran, I met Ross Tran. There's so many. What am I doing with that little thing? I should stop. I don't know what that is. It's like a little, it's like BB-8 if it got attacked by a zombie. Yeah, it's been an hour. It's literally been an hour and 15 minutes. We need to get draw sessions at 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Well, okay, so I look at my subscriber count now, and I've been averaging 1,000 a day, 1,000 to 1,200 a day. It's because of that character video. This is like a snowball effect. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to get 1,000 a day for the next year. But it's really humbling to see. Thank you all. I'm just trying to reach as many people as I can. Yeah, that many a day. Right now, as we speak, I'm at 107,881. So I'm averaging almost 100 per hour, I think. Something like that. I do make them functional at some point. But at this stage, it doesn't really matter. Because this is just, revised thumbnail stage. All right. Are you all having fun? I know I am having fun. Okay, so maybe if I move. Let's see. What if I do a little close up of that face, huh? Something weird. We'll see what happens. I feel the face needs some kind of close up, but I don't know how this is going to go. I need to be careful. The face is creepy. What inspired me to draw when I was a kid? I'll never forget. So my cousin babysat me and my sister, and one day, I forget who it was, my mom or my cousin brought home a plastic bag of dinosaurs. There's this little plastic bag of dinosaurs, and I just whipped out some printer paper and I just started drawing them. And I never looked back. That's how I started, and it just kept going. Huntsman, what are you talking about? Sponsor me. Doing what? Are you poaching my people? I'll call people out on here. Yeah, this is like a little vent coming out, I guess. Yeah, it's easy to, I mean, when we start drawing, the passion take, I mean, the child's brain, we just want to keep doing stuff, like crazy stuff. It's okay, Huntsman. I just have no idea what you were asking people. Like, sponsor you doing what? I'm curious. Do you still have your doodles when you were a kid? I think my mom does. I don't have any with me, but I think she does. She still has some stuff I drew in kindergarten. All right. this face. This face is getting me, man. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I might need a little break soon. I don't know. This pen is. Bah. There we go. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Love you all. Oh, we get to draw that weird thing that's it's almost like a little fang. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like something from Fallout and then the show Chernobyl all at once. Hmm. Yeah, I don't want to make that head too big. Gotta figure out what's going on back there. Maybe there's like a tube that connects it. There we go. Simplify, simplify. What do you think about the Ghosts and Supernatural if you ever watched the show? I binged that show, man. I loved Supernatural. In my opinion, there was never a bad episode. Loved it. I liked the ghosts. I actually think that some of the earlier episodes were the best. You know, like with the Wendigo and all those crazy, crazy things happening. It was good. Very good. I just wish they went more into depth on Sam's like evil side because he touched base with it, but I don't know, they never really went back to his powers. Do I have a favorite character in DC or Marvel? Do you learn to? Ooh. Well, I think my favorite Marvel character is probably Gambit, and I think DC because DC they have more of the characters that resonate with me because of how dark they are. Um, Probably Darkseid. I know some people call him Darkseid, Darkseid. Because Darkseid, he can beat Thanos easily. That's how strong Darkseid is. And Thanos is pretty cool, but Darkseid is, yeah, Gambit's awesome. Back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, I always wanted Jean Claude Van Damme to play Gambit if they ever did a Marvel movie on him. But instead, they made him play Guile in Street Fighter. I'm not mad, just wish they did Gambit. Yeah, Punisher's okay. Thomas Jane's a better Punisher than what's his face. I loved the Punisher when he fought the big Russian. I don't really care about Green Lantern. Bloodsport, yeah, man. As soon as I saw Bloodsport, I was like 9 years old. I did the splits on the chairs, just like Von Damme. What does that mean, cultured answer? Am I supposed to give you an uncultured answer? I like Darkseid. Do I ignore people who spam? Yeah, they're lonely. I try to humor them sometimes. They're just lonely people. It's like people who spam our Discord and I ban them in 5 seconds. I know there's no point in warning them. That's a weird face, isn't it? It's like a hammerhead shark. How can I access your Discord server? If you go into the description, there's a link for it. So you'll see Creature Design Workshop Discord. And you click on that and you can join it. And welcome. How long have we been doing this today? An hour and a half. Can you believe that? Hour and a half, folks. Whew. Okay, so here's like a little bit of a close up on that head that's going on with our character. But again, it's just scribbling. It's just finding out what lines are working, what might not. Xenomorphs or death angels? I don't know. Hmm. I gotta put those goofy little hands up here too. Because you know what? I probably, let's get the focus over there because I don't know if the focus is doing any good. What's my favorite activity other than kids and designing? Well, I love taking care of myself. So I walk, I go to the gym 6 days a week. Um, I'm a bit of a homebody. I don't go out and party because I have my children every other week. So the weeks that I don't have my children, it's kind of, I do my job, I sketch, I do my mentorships, run my Discord, and then I just kind of relax. I go to the gym every single day, 7 a.m. Very like routine oriented. I have to be. Yeah. I mean, the divorce life is what you make of it. Not to get into like personal details, but I was lucky enough to have everything be amicable and to transition peacefully. It's pretty nice. But yeah, on evenings like this, it looks like the sun is kind of coming out. It's only about 2:27 in the afternoon. I'll probably go walk at about 6 p.m. Yeah, my kids love art. They draw. Do I like Tekken? You had to ask that question. I love Tekken. I don't play Tekken right now, but let me tell you something. Um, I loved Tekken Tag so much that my friend Dave and I would just play it on ultra hard back in the day before we would go out clubbing for the night. We would beat Tekken Tag in ultra hard in like 13 minutes. I think that was our record. Maybe 11 minutes. It's crazy. When making mechanical parts and creatures, do you make them functional or is it sometimes just made to look appealing? Both. How do you draw the character without any reference? I scribble. You ever heard of Resistance Fall of Men? Yes. Have you played Dead Space? Yes. Who's my main what? My main character? Eddie Gordo. And then, believe it or not, the second one is Brian. And probably my third go to is Hwarong. Love those three. Nobody could beat me with those three. Favorite fantasy book? I don't have a favorite fantasy book. I read Wizard's First Rule back in the day. Love that. What am I drawing? You've seen me doodle for an hour and a half. Hopefully, this page is exciting everybody. Yeah, they are annoying. But so's Heihachi and so's all the other ones. Yo, when Paul punches people, it's over. And I had Eddie Gordo's 10 hit combo down pat. Just kind of trying to ground these characters here. Am I streaming on Sundays now? You know what? I don't think so. Um, I don't know what days I'm going to stream. So far, I'm pretty happy with my phone not overheating, which is the only reason I took the last month and a half off from streaming. And I apologize everybody because I was planning on doing that as a weekly thing, like a permanent thing, but I couldn't. So now that this is working, I'm going to work out a new day where I can stream. So I try to post two regular videos, two regular lessons per week, and then stream for a third video. So we'll see how that goes. I'll put in some little plants, maybe some little grass. I'm just giggling at what I'm drawing because I have no idea what I'm drawing. Just fun. Just fun shapes, seeing what's happening. I prefer movies. Does this creature have a superpower or special ability? I don't know. I really don't know what it has, what it is, where it's from. All I know is that this is just a page of thumbnails, and I'll probably get an idea off of it at some point. This is his little chap following him, little chappy. Probably looks like a Paul or something. Yeah, I like Mortal Kombat. I was that nerd in the 90s where I would print out all of the Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat Ultra combos and combos for Mortal Kombat, and I would take it to the arcade and I would beat people. I have tons of videos where I fuse animals. Yeah, Killer Instinct and Primal Rage. Remember Primal Rage? The dinosaurs with fatalities? I liked Armadon. Blizzard was fun. Yeah, Blizzard was awesome. Thank you all for watching and tuning in and staying with me for an hour and a half. Really appreciate it. I'm probably going to go to 2 o'clock. So we'll see. 2 hours was going to be my limit, and I think I'm going to get there. So right now we got some foliage, some indications of maybe these two fellas traveling the lands and seeing what they're up against. Maybe they're merchants. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking something else real quick. People emailing me. You in the US, yes. Put some little leaves in here, a little foliage too. Oh, thanks, Insanity. What state do I live in? I'm in Connecticut. And that's all I'm telling you. Thank you. Just putting in some shadow now, very lightly. Some cast shadow. Maybe I gotta darken that finger because that crazy looking hand is in the front. You're very welcome for the stream. I love doing these. If they help people, I will continue to do them. Oh, you're close to me, King Bez. I lived in New Haven for a while. It doesn't matter how many drawings you do in an hour. Just draw for an hour. Just take the number out of the equation. That doesn't matter. Probably sci-fi horror. That's my favorite genre. I like sci-fi too. You made 3 character designs in this stream. Congratulations. That's impressive. Seriously. Proud of you. I'm self-taught. I did go to school, but it was for industrial design. Hello, Chargay. Favorite movie? Oh, it's always American Werewolf in London. It's always been my favorite. Because it resonates with me when I saw it when I was a kid. Who here is in art school right now? Comment. Yeah, I do need to do a werewolf at some point. Also Predator, also the Xenomorph. Well, I did do a Predator for the channel, but that was like a year ago. Oh, man. Maybe I need a break. I'm also getting hungry. I was thinking of food. Maybe I need my handful of almonds. What am I drawing? Guys, I might be wrapping this up soon. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hey, thanks, bro. Because that's your name, bruh. Thanks, bruh. Anybody watching the Olympics? Can't wait for more track and field. Love watching that stuff. I miss watching Usain Bolt beat everybody just for fun. Yeah, I'm not leaving quite yet. Don't leave yet. I still have some time to ask questions before I pass out from starvation. No, I'm not going to pass out. Olympics of drawing? Oh, thanks. So, just to kind of repeat again for people that are new, I've been mentoring people for a very long time. I run a mentorship, and if you're interested, just email me, bobbyrebholz@gmail.com, and I'm just going to flat out say the rate here live. It's $500 USD, but you get a full month of my attention on any subject matter that you want to improve at. I also help marketing too, portfolio building, drawing ability, both digitally and traditionally. Please join our Discord. And the link is also in the description. It's a bustling community. People are pouring in. It's so much fun to look at everybody's progress doing our monthly creature contest with a make-believe brief. We got people showing the inside of their studios, inspirational sketches of doodles, and it's just a really fun, humble place. Hey, thanks, Barry. Just me doodling for the live. What's your favorite mid-drawing snack? I like Lara bars. Lara bars, handful of almonds, yogurt with blueberries or strawberries in there, vanilla, vanilla yogurt, um, Greek yogurt, like vanilla flavored Greek yogurt with blueberries. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. Why'd you have to ask me that question? How dare you? Yes, people in the server are very nice. I try when I started that server, it was very, very, very small because I had just started my mentorship. And then when I made it public, I realized that we were going to get a lot of people in there, different personalities. And I just right now we try to craft it to cater towards people of all skill levels. And there's some more advanced artists in there. There's some industry professionals as well as people that have never drawn before but are kind of intimidated. So that's why it's growing at the rate that it is. BTT, yeah, you might be my doppelganger. Are you bald, muscular, and tattooed? If you say you are, then I'm going to be freaked out. No, you don't have to pay to get into the Discord. No, getting into the Discord is free. I'm not going to charge anybody for that. My creature design workshop, yes, I charge people for. If you want to join my creature design workshop, not the mentorship, but the workshop, I'm holding a summer special. So I knocked 25% off. It's only $189 USD. So it's usually $249. So I'm going to see how many people actually sign up for this because if it happens, I might just keep it there permanently. I don't know. Yes, I've seen District 9. Bluntly, you think Discord is confusing. I get confused of Reddit. I don't like Reddit. I maybe may have used Reddit maybe 3 times ever. That confuses me. What is one childhood food you still eat? M&Ms. That's not a food though. That's like a vice. It's pure sugar. Pizza, man. Definitely pizza. The mentorship is geared towards your personal goals. The workshop is strictly creature design. So I come up with assignments for you based on your personal goals for the mentorship. And I walk you through everything. Yeah, I've worked on pieces and they got destroyed. It's horrible. You just triggered my PTSD. How dare you? I've had coffee spilt on it. Um, what else has happened to my drawings? Fell in the garbage. Got ketchup on it. Yeah, awful. Awful. Just awful. Oh, and I think my phone. Oof. Maybe I need to charge this now. I don't know. Maybe this will overheat it. Hopefully not. Yes, I do recommend Creature Design Workshop for beginners because everybody starts on an even slate. So you don't have to be good at creature design at all. You can completely suck at drawing. It doesn't matter. Nobody's there to judge you. And what you get out of it is a better understanding of how to form creature projects for your own portfolio if you happen to want to get that job later down the line. It's the whole reason I hold that workshop. It's for beginners. And the link is in the description also if you want to sign up for that. It's my creaturedesignworkshop.com. Not the Discord, but .com, that link right above it. So it looks like our little team here has come into a clearing and they're kind of scoping out where they're going to go next. Put some little grass down here. Thank you all for watching me sketch this little scene. It started as just a crazy little head and then it ended up as that. Pretty fun. Yeah, insanity, because the skills that I teach in the workshop aren't just for drawing. It's just to better put together your own projects in general, regardless of the subject matter that you like drawing or what you want to go for. Because a lot of times artists just lack a regimented, syllabus. And if you just have some structure to what you're trying to do, that's when you start making progress. But you don't have to, you don't have to. That's for you to do. All right, folks. I've been drawing for an hour and 47 minutes. I'm hungry, but at the same time, I don't want to leave you all, but I think I have to. Thank you all for stopping by, watching me doodle this crazy scene. I don't know what's happening. And now that I know that my phone will not overheat if I keep the OtterBox off, I'm going to do this again next week. And then again the next week. And then the week after that, probably. So thanks again, folks. Be sure to check out the links in the description. I don't want to name them all. But if you get bored and you just want to read them, appreciate it. And I have a video planned for Tuesday. Hopefully you'll like it. Thank you again. Bye-bye.